Okay, and welcome to the In-Game Boss Podcast. I am your host, Jeremy, a.k.a. your retro activist, a.k.a. your in-game boss, a.k.a. your beef and broccoli eater. I had that for lunch today, and it was quite delicious. I like beef and broccoli. More than I like chicken and broccoli. I guess beef and broccoli works a little bit better to me in a combo than chicken and broccoli. What about you? Are you a blank and broccoli person?
Broccoli and cheddar.
Broccoli and cheddar? Okay. All right.
Yeah, soup.
Okay. What is your favorite Asian dish?
Well, this is gonna render me somewhat childish. If we're talking about East Asian, like Chinese.
Let's not go technical. Let's just say you're going to in Oklahoma, the Asian places with the red letters in them.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, it's childish of me, but I will always love the fried pork, fried rice,
okay,
and the lo mein.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
and throw whatever vegetables you want with that in the lo mein, but that's my go-to.
Okay,
I judge a place by how they do their fried rice. And
of course, I also have my co-host, Jaron,
aka Grumpy Bear, aka the evil of Aku, aka I had leftover chilies.
Ooh, wait, like chilies. Or chili,
like baby back ribs.
Okay,
chilies.
Yeah. If I'm learning, if you have S on it, I'm like, oh, okay. But if you just say without the S, I'm like, oh, you made some. Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Chili making is not happening for probably another month. There's some change. Probably
it's a seasonal thing for you.
I don't like eating really hot food. Temperature or spice wise. In the summer. I mean, I will for certain exceptions, but chili, no, that's got to be a fall thing, fall or winter.
I got you.
Those oyster crackers.
Yeah, like beef stew too. Beef stew is good fall food.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been, I don't know. It's been an interesting week. Well, how about you?
Oh, good. Just working on projects and, staying cool. The games that I've been playing before we start our main one, which we are now on YouTube only. You can catch up all our stuff on YouTube. So definitely check out all our great content and stuff. And remember to check out our last episode. We talked about RPG. We had our buddy Brian Foster on the show. That is part of the Role-Based Podcast that you can also catch on YouTube.
Shout out.
Yeah, too bad he wasn't able to be on this episode because we were going to talk about Sonic the Hedgehog, but we're pushing that back. If you listen to our pre-show, I will also have it on here. We talked about that story along with other stories that was there.
Oh, yeah. We had a nice plump pre-show.
Yeah, so now I am in it to the end with Astral Chain. I'm finally getting into it. I'm on chapter 8. Okay, there's 12 chapters. I'm getting into it. I'm feeling it. I'm liking it. My only minus is I think we talked about in RPG is the silent protagonist doesn't work for this particular game. And the reason why is the fact that you are either a male or a female, but you are a child to the police captain along with your sibling. And due to an incident, you lost your dad. And so you two have to work together. The problem I have with this is the fact that my character needs emotion for this part because it's hard to be quiet if your sibling is putting all his heart and soul in this stuff. And he's talking to you. And they put a lot of bond between you and your sibling. And you being silent doesn't work. I need my character to be talking back. I want to see some emotions there too. And this game needed that. And that's the part that kind of makes me fall out of it. But the action is great. I love where the story is going. I love the dystopia world. I love the fact that, I got you getting back into the mechanics of controlling your legion and stuff. It gets easier as it goes. Well, I will say though, controlling the wolf, riding it is a little too sensitive. I
haven't gotten to that part yet.
Yeah, when you move him, it feels like he's moving 2 extra steps. And I say that because I felt many clips running with him. Because when I want to turn around, he turns around too hard and he's almost walking off a cliff. So just FYI for people for that. But I am on chapter 8 and I haven't unlocked my last one yet. And also too, man, I did not look deeper at the rabbit hole of the mechanic stuff because there was a lot of stuff I missed. So I kind of just sat there because there's no pause button. You know? It's like in-game stuff. Like, when I go into my options, like, the game is still going. So, like, people can still attack me while I'm doing this. So I have to find a safe place. And I guess that's why you have the police station headquarters to kind of, like, get your stuff figured out. Because once you're out there, you're out there. So, like, I missed out. I had, like, over 3,000 points to put into my legions. Because I was like, man, my legions don't do a lot of stuff. So I had to sit there and just kind of analyze, like, oh, man, I'm missing out on a lot of stuff. So now that I finally put it in there, the game is awesome. I really enjoy the game for what it is. I hope that it becomes a series. I hope it continues on because there's a lot of stuff in here.
It needs to become a series, and Switch needs a lot of original IPs like this.
And to me, I'm going to put this out here. All right, all right. I don't care I don't care what anybody says. If you're saying that the Switch is the reason why Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity is not running well on it, I don't think it's the system's fault anymore. It's the developer's problem. The developers couldn't figure out how to do that, and the fact that the Switch, even though it's not as powerful as the other consoles, they know that putting 1,000 things on a screen is going to run slow for that console. The reason why I said that is there's a lot of stuff that goes on in Astral Chains. A lot of action. A lot of stuff goes on, and that game runs well on handheld. Actually, you know what's funny? I like playing on handheld. The controls just fit better for the handheld more than on the controller for me.
Really?
But weirdly enough, it just fits it perfectly. The only problem I have with it is the shoulder buttons is a little tough on the left side for me when it's clicking their super move, because you have to hold a certain button to do But anyway, all that action and stuff runs really well. So
it's optimized.
Yeah, it just runs real well, and Platinum managed to pull that off for that. But for Hyrule Warriors, Koei Tecmo could have maybe slapped back a little bit. This is me just speaking in my point of view. I could be a rookie when it comes to developing, and I am a rookie. Hell, I'm not even a rookie at all. I have no experience about game development. But all I can say, though, is that if a game like that, for Platinum games go really spectacle in their stuff.
Oh, yeah. Go big or go home.
Yeah.
That's how it always
is. And Koei Tecmo is known for putting 1,000 things on a screen and going action-packed. And I don't care what it is. From Dynasty Warriors, most of them do have slow moments because there's just a lot of things going on. Okay? And Hyrule Warrior is one of those exceptions for that Switch. So I think part of it is Koei Tecmo development for that. And it's Koei. They're known for that type of thing. So sometimes they're a hit and miss with their games. Okay?
Yeah, the Muso is a big part of their bread and butter.
Yeah. So with that being said, I like Astral Chains. I'm getting into it a little bit more. The soundtrack is banging. Love the soundtrack. Going for that and everything. I hope that you get further into it and we could talk more about it. But I think is really cool what they're doing. I like the side missions. I like the investigations that you go on and everything. So I hope that that does well. And then in and out, I've been playing XCOM and getting my ass kicked. God, that game is kicking my ass.
First one or the second
one? Enemy Within.
So the first one.
Yeah, I don't have the second one yet because I want to beat this one first. And
that's fine.
And let me tell you, man, this game made me wants to do an episode of I suck at this game, but I still like it. Because XCOM, look, I get it. No, XCOM is a fun game. I personally, Jeremy, suck at this game because it's half combat, half micromanagement. And man, my micromanagement decisions are terrible. I have made some bad decisions. People have outed out of my XCOM program and everything like that. Oh. I think people are, I'm putting money into stuff that I think like, maybe I shouldn't have done that. I mean, like, you got like China, Japan, Germany, France, Argentina, Mexico, all these countries you have to kind of maintain to help out. 4 or 5
give you money.
4 of those opted out because I didn't know how satellites worked yet. And I was like, because the game, I'm not gonna get back to the game for not explaining to me. I'm mad because I didn't get it because I fooled myself when the moment they gave me a satellite, I thought that was kind of a monthly thing. Like, you did a great job. Here's a satellite. Because when they first introduced it to you, they gave you a satellite. So I was fooled by it. And I didn't know that I had to go to maintenance to build a satellite. And I was like, dang it. So I'm waiting. And satellites take a while. It takes about 8 days. So while that's happening, there's nothing I could do to help people. Like, really. Because I need that money. So, like, I am bare minimum every month almost. Because I'm buying other stuff for more research stuff. But more importantly, I was really behind on building my group. Because, like, I didn't know, like, from the building weapons and everything, better armor and stuff. Because, like, I was getting my butt kicked at the very beginning of this. And I'm not going to even front. I gave myself some mulligans. Yeah. I gave myself a mulligans. I was like, no, load this back. I could be better than this.
It's expected to save scum a little bit. That's why they have the Iron Man difficulty.
Yeah. And just learn from my mistakes. Now, there's some where there is no way I was going to win this. Like, I suck at protecting people. Because the enemy somehow get perfect shots no matter what I do. And after a while, I give up. I'm like, you know what? I'm not meant to win this mission. I'm going to get my guys out of here. Let's just get them out of here. But I am proud of my team that I have built, working their way up, giving them medals and everything like that. The most people that died is the ones that go on convert missions. RIP to them, because I did not pack them well because we were on a budget. I'm like, look, here's a laser. And you're going with your jacket. You go on Blade Runner on this. All right? So good luck. If you come back, come back. If not, sorry. And I lost a person because someone come back and they're in the hospital for like 10 days. Like, hey, you made it back to my work. And that's the part that hurts. It's like, 10 days? He just got shot in the arm. It's like...
It was a really bad shot.
It was. And I get... It's funny because I get into it because like... It's funny because like, I'm a commander and they're talking to me like, you got a commander, and they're moving to this place, and then when he gets shot, I'm already like, great, one shot. All right, he's out for 5 days. So if he gets shot again, it's 10 days. Get shot again, that's 12 months. Like the game does a good job of putting you in the heat of the moment where you have to care, because you know what happens if you don't care. You have to recruit people. You have to start over again. You have to make good decisions of what's important to you on equipment to put out in the field.
Think long term and act short term.
Yeah. And learning how to upgrade your equipment. What's the most important for you to bring to the field? Because once you're on the field, that's it. And sometimes I'll make mistakes. Like sometimes I'll put a new person and I forgot to load out their weapon. So I'm like, great, everybody has laser and he's rocking a gun. And it's like, we're not at this point yet. These monsters are getting tougher. They're getting tougher. I gotta be better than this. I gotta be better than this. So for me, I only have, and I have to make good decisions on what kind of team I have, because like I can't have an all mech team. You know, I gotta have a little bit of diverse stuff. So I have like one mech person, and everybody else has really like genetics abilities, and then some people have, you know, great armor and stuff with the grappling hooks and everything like that. So like, you know, I'm giving my sniper.
Got pretty far to get that technology unlocked then.
Yeah, dude. Like, and the funny part about this, Jaron, is I don't know how this game works as like completing it. Like, I don't know if it's like on the terms of 12 months, we'll see how it goes for you. I don't know, like, where, I guess I don't know the end game of this. I'm just going. So, you know what I mean?
There's certain story beats that will, story missions that'll move the narrative forward.
Okay.
So, you'll know.
Okay.
Because it will introduce newer and more bullshit enemies.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it scares the bejesus out of me when a new enemy hits the field. I'm like, oh, what the hell is that? Is that a flying saucer that can turn into a robot? Oh, come on. And then you brought two little flying. Oh, that is so not fair. And let me tell you, man, the hiding is so irritating, because it's like, okay, like there's not a lot of stuff to fully hide your body. In a mech is a mech. It can't hide. You have to just let it stay behind a tree and hope for the best, you know? But everybody else, they can duck and hide, and you're hoping like, man, my Overwatch is terrible.
You're missing shots.
Oh, man, that drives me nuts. And the fact that, you know what's the worst part about it? The worst part of it all is the reloading, because the fact that, like, I'm wasting a turn to reload, so I have to work on that. And it's more, and the crazy part about it is like, here it is, perfect shot, 100%. Oh, I gotta reload my gun.
Say, hold on.
Yeah. And the tough part too is for people that play XCOM that just now get into it. The toughest part is just not knowing what's beyond your field of vision. Like when you play this game, it's just black all around you until you further out your cast. And the scary part is you might go to a place, you might open up an area that just sets you up bad. Like you just went behind the wrong thing.
Enemies in there.
Yeah. You might walk in the 5 enemies, or you hide behind something, and the enemies are coming from behind. And you're like, oh great! And it's my final turn because you have certain steps where you have a certain steps of range you can shoot, and then a certain you're basically sacrificing short steps to be able to do an action, or a long step to get further out to the map. And that's the tough part. It's a risk. What's the word? Risk and reward. Yeah, it's a risk and reward situation, which I do enjoy because it's the nerve of it. But at the same time, you'll start getting stuff like my sniper can throw a scanner, so it can kind of reach out a little bit more. You'll get better as you go. But I'll tell you what, man, if you can, early as possible, get those satellites out, man, and get your and hurry up and do autopsies on those creatures because the sooner you get those, the faster you can get your equipment and stuff.
Yeah. And you end up doing more bonus damage or critical damage against them because you know where to shoot. Yeah,
and the reason I say learn them early because the autopsy don't take that long. It's the development of the equipment that take long. So the stronger the armor and the weapons are, the longer it takes. And it also depends how many engineers and research you have. Because the less research you have, the longer the process of is going to be. Yeah. So you have to manage. And there's tough choices where you have to decide, and I'm going to stop because I could do a whole episode about this discussion, but
that's why I love XCOM so much.
But just the fact that you have to take certain choices where no matter what, it's bad no matter what you do. You just have to take the worst. You have to take the least worst. Do I go to this country to help them out for favor of getting more engineers? Do I did this to get more money? Do I get this to get more researchers? Do I get this to recruit someone that's already kind of halfway in their specs, in their perks and stuff? And whatever I choose, the other ones get worse.
Yep.
Man, there are some missions where they say it's very difficult and it might be a breeze for you. And then there's just some, that doesn't. And also, too, there's some days, Jaron, where I can't go out because I don't have enough people to work with. So I'm like, well, you're getting attacked. Run the day because I can't help them right now.
Have you filled your squad out? Is it full 6 people?
Finally, yeah, with the whole training school. And now I had enough money to get them to get more experience every time they kill. All that stuff.
Good.
Yeah. It's just the problem is I learned a little bit late on certain things, so I'm getting the punishment for that, and that's fine. I'll deal with it.
Yeah, but if you start over, you'll be really
when I do it again, which I'll probably play this again. But thank God I'm playing this one before 2, because I feel like 2 might have been worse for me going into
2 inverts it. 2 inverts it all on you. Whereas 1, you're exploring until you encounter. 2, you're setting up. To ambush.
Okay.
So you have to change your thinking. I had to change my thinking with 2. I had to kind of turn it on its head.
Okay.
With XCOM, I don't know how deep you focused on your roster, but once I got my guys to 6, or actually even before that, when it was just 2 or 3, I had 1 close combat like shotguns and stuff, because if anybody ran up on them, bam, right in the face. 1 sniper. And 1 assault medic.
So okay. So I'll just go ahead and tell you my lineup. I have 1 mech. He's a heavy weapon. I have a heavy. I have 2 assaults, a sniper, and no, hang on. No, I have a heavy. I have 2 assaults, a mech, a sniper, and no. So I have 3 assaults. So I have basically 2 healers. And the other one is just kind of more of the bait. I kind of try to send that person out. And kind of explore.
He's recon.
He's the recon. Yeah. My sniper, though, I keep in the back with the abilities to, she could jump anywhere at any moment. No, I'm giving you legs. I need you to be up somewhere high.
Yeah,
Get
high
away
ground.
from everybody.
Always the high ground.
Yeah, but back to you. What's your squad? You said for you.
Until I build it out to 6, I always keep a close combat person and a sniper. Sometimes a heavy. But when it's a full 6, oh, it's fun. 2 snipers, 1 close combat, so that's 3. 2 heavies, and a medic. Sometimes I will swap out one of the heavies for a mech because I can use those also as mobile cover. But yeah, I keep 2 snipers because one is the cover sniper for the Overwatch. He or she is almost always Overwatch, and for any unforeseen circumstance. And then the other sniper is kind of a field sniper because they can see further and they can take cover or whatever like that. So I'll have high ground and then low ground, and they're just kind of covering each other. Okay. And with the skills, one of the snipers also becomes like a handgun expert. So I have that one who's in the thick of things as a handgun expert. That way, if anybody rolls up on him, it's like he gets a free shot or whatever like that. Yeah,
that's for my assault chick. She's a shotgun person. She has to close, like, no matter what. I don't have to do Overwatch for anybody that's near her. She'll get shot. So I really get her close of other people so they can save her life. Especially the stealth creatures.
Yep.
When they disappear, nobody moves. Everybody just Overwatch. I'm like, whoever gets snatched is going to get killed. We're going to kill that thing. I do not move. Those are the worst. Those are the ones I fear more than anything else in that game.
Yeah.
But anyways,
I love the heavy guys to destroy terrain. It's like, you know what? I'm tired of that person using cover. You, grenade. You, shoot that column out. And I've brought whole buildings down to kill like 2 or 3 creatures. It's fun. It is so much fun.
Yeah, no, I recommend everybody giving that game a try.
Oh, yeah.
I wish that was on Switch, the Evil Enemy Within, too. I wish that one was also coming to the Switch because that'd be a great handheld one. But yeah, that's
why I'm happy they're covering the Marvel Midnight Suns.
Yeah, and that's an interesting conversation to talk about because like the card systems will be interesting. But anyways, that's a different day for another time. So those are the 2 games I've been playing. What have you been popping in your console?
Let's see. I've really mostly been playing the Switch in bed. And that's been I just started Pikmin 3. I haven't gotten very far into it.
Oh, okay.
I'm taking a break from Super Mario New Super Mario U Deluxe because I beat the game, but I haven't unlocked all the star levels yet. So you know how Mario is. I took a break from that. And I've also been playing Final Fantasy 14 off and on. I haven't been going ham like some people playing World of Warcraft, whatever.
Are you still in the trials? The trial times, like the free trial? No, okay.
I already finished the Realm Reborn, the first thing. I'm on to the first expansion. Okay. I already got my main character up to level 50 something. So I'm glad I never got into World of Warcraft because I heard it's toxic anyway. But also I like this game because I don't have to sit and play for hours and hours. I can play for a couple of hours, 2 or 3 hours, and then go and then do something else and still feel like I did something. Okay. So it's very easy to put down. So that's fun. It's fun. It's my first experience in an MMO in over a decade, and so it's fun. I'm playing with some good people, some very kind people, and honestly, now that I hit that milestone and that I might pick up another game to play on the console a little bit. I'm eyeing Ghost of Tsushima, but I might touch Sekiro. So.
You were on a break from that game for a while.
Oh, it pissed me off. Sekiro pissed me off bad. It was like, Dark Souls. It's like, you know what? Screw this. I'm just going to blast through Sekiro, get done with it. Okay. And then start Ghost of Tsushima and be done with that. I need to start stepping through these games because we were talking on text. It's like, man, it's not even out of the wrapper yet. Let me just add it to the pile. I got to blast through a number of games first before I try and tackle another RPG because I at least want to finish 1 or 2 Tales games before I even think about Tales of Arise because I heard Tales of Arise has been killing it.
Yeah, I'm not surprised either. I mean, it's my favorite RPG series of all time.
Everybody's been sleeping on the Tales series. Apparently.
Yeah, I think it's because it's getting a fresh coat of paint. of it, and that's why it's a little bit different. So, good job for them to kind of change something up. I can't wait to play it when it goes down because I'm not in a rush. Because regardless, I'm going to at least give the Tales a try. I don't know how I'm feeling out the characters yet, because when it comes to Tales games, it's the cast that I have to feel for. And I think it's every RPG game, right? You kind of have to feel the cast out, see if it is good. But Tales...
You're going to be spending 60 hours with them.
But Tales, they really focus on really the company of each other, because the reason I brought that up is because they heavily use the skit system. And I don't know if you ever played Tales games, but once in a while, you'll see a thing on the bottom that'll tell you press a button, and you'll see a skit talk about. And they'll be in their own little squares, and they'll have conversations with each other about certain subjects or anything like that. And that's been going on since Symphonia. And that's where the
only one I've played so far.
Yeah, and that's where the bonding is. You get more of the development of these characters talking about that they don't talk about in game, and these jokes and everything like that. So I'm wondering how they're going to do it here of that bond, because to be honest with you, there's out of so far on Arise, there hasn't been a character that kind of shout out at me like, that looks cool. He looks cool. There hasn't been a character yet for that. But then again, I don't know yet until it comes.
Have you played the demo?
I have it downloaded. I haven't played it yet.
Okay.
Yep. No, I'm really I think the last time we chat, I'm really trying to focus on wrapping up some of these back catalogs. So I don't want to. I have it downloaded, and I'll get to it when I get to it.
You don't want to open that can of worms.
Yeah, not yet. And plus, I know I'm going to probably like it regardless, so I'm not in a rush to really try it out. So, yeah. But with that in mind, a showcase happened yesterday, or for people that are watching the show right now, happened about 4 days ago. And that is the PlayStation Showcase for the fall of 2021. And they have finally done a full show. I can't tell you since. Everything has been a little state of play here and there, but we never really got a showcase from them for a very, very long time. Now, I think actually ever since the PS5, we have never got a showcase.
Yeah, basically, this showcase was what their E3 state of play stuff should have been. But I can understand if they didn't want to, show their hand yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if you haven't watched it, it's already out. It's about a 40 minutes, give or take, of all the games they're announcing, from the third parties at the beginning to what they're doing in-house. And they said that they're focusing on basically PlayStation 5, which I think it kind of bleeds through a little bit. Because some of the games they announced there, I think they're also coming to the PS4.
God of War and Horizon. Yeah.
And Ghostwire Tokyo.
Interesting.
Yeah.
They know that PS5 isn't getting into enough people's hands yet. So
yeah. And once again, your boy did not, talked about the scarcity of the PS5. They're not going to address it. They're probably not going to say anything about it.
No, nope. So you can't show weakness. You're not allowed to admit weakness.
Yep. So they came in strong. Sorry, let me not say strong. They came in and showed their hand. It depends on you if you think it was a strong hand, it was a weak hand, or there could have been more. To me, overall, before we get into the show, I thought it was a solid show. I'm going to be real. It's a solid show. Didn't blow me away. But what we got was basically finally gameplay to games that finally did not get gameplay, to games where they're at now. Right? So we are there was not really that many surprises to me. There were more of, yes, we knew they were coming. Here's a hint of it. Now, I will say there was maybe one surprise for me personally that got me, and I think it got you too. But we're going to kind of jump around and talk about some games. We're not going to go down the line. I don't want to go down the line. I don't feel like doing this. No, we're going to talk. We
know there's going to be another GTA 5.
Let's get that out of the way first. Let's get out the games that shouldn't have been in the show. That's what I like to talk about. When it comes to showcase, I like to talk about games that, here's some stuff that should not have been there. GTA. That should not have even been out there. That game has been ported many, many times. We already know what it is. It's already established. Why are we still presenting this into the show?
This game came out in 2013.
Yes. You might as well just show Skyrim while you're in there, too. Just bundle them together in a bundle. No, GTA didn't need to be there. It was a waste of time, waste of space. We already know it. Move on. People were... I'll tell you one thing. I'm not a big fan of chat rooms when it comes to these. So on my YouTube, I hide the chat. I'm like, it's just annoying. It's just annoying.
Well, it's a bunch of screaming children wanting attention.
Yeah, because I think the one thing I saw was like GTA 6. I'm like, yeah. Good luck with that. Yeah, we're not gonna see that till like 2024. Anyways, so with that being said, though, GTA shouldn't have been there. I also would say that the Uncharted Legacy Edition shouldn't have been there. I don't think Uncharted really needed a PS5 edition, in my opinion.
It was for the PC. That's the main thing. Sony's kind of flirting with more and more PC stuff.
Yeah. So I don't think it should have been there. Or hell, I mean, if they were really cool, how about the Mega Legacy Collection? You get all of them. No, that ain't gonna happen.
That would be nice. That would be nice, but they got to hold something back to sell to you later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It comes in a giant skull, kind of like Indiana Jones or something like that, or something like that. Anyways, Guardian of the Galaxy, I don't think it shouldn't needed to be there.
I mean, it looks good, but it wasn't showing anything new.
Does it look good to you?
It looks better than the Square's Avengers, and the development company did some other good games. I think it's Eidos Montreal. Eidos Montreal. It was a pretty good. They're a pretty good developer, so I have faith for Guardians of the Galaxy.
I feel like it's still a little bit choppy, so I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Well, they got about a month and some change to get it together.
Yeah, so prove me wrong. Because this whole event, there was a lot of Marvel in this event. So, any other ones you feel like that was a waste of time? Why it was there?
I would say I have mixed feelings on these two because they did look interesting, they did look good, but they weren't needed, and that would be Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
Okay.
Borderlands. Mm-hmm. Because I know why they put it there. But in my opinion, it didn't need to be there because it was already revealed before, and they could have done something separate with that. And to a lesser extent, Gran Turismo 7, only because they could have had a bigger reveal for that later, because everybody knew it. Everybody knows it's coming. Every console generation gets a Gran Turismo game. So,
yes, I was making sure. I was trying to think, like, did PS4 get one? Okay.
Yep, Gran Turismo Sport.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the one with VR functionality too.
Okay.
Yeah, every console gen gets at least one. Some get two.
They gotta stay with Forza because Forza's killing it.
Yeah. Forza Horizon looks amazing.
Yeah, no, they're just killing because they just dish out more. Yeah, because they have two Forza series, while Gran Turismo takes one for each generation.
Yeah. Horizon's the more arcade-ish, and regular Forza is the Turismo competitive.
Yeah, the only time we got two sequels was in the regular PlayStation. That's the only time we got a sequel.
Yeah, that was 1 and 2, and
that's
then
it.
PlayStation 2 got 3.
PlayStation 2 got 3? Okay, then I take back what I said.
PlayStation 2 got Gran Turismo 3.
Oh, okay.
I think it got 3 and A spec, or did PlayStation 3 get A spec? But yeah, PlayStation 3 got like 5 and 6. PlayStation 4 got Sport, and then now we have 7. No, PlayStation 3 got 5. PlayStation 4 Sport, and then now we have 7.
Okay. Give or take, though. Give or take. We already knew it was coming, and you felt like, it looks pretty, but that's it.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. It looks realistic. It looks beautiful. I've never played a Gran Turismo game. I probably still won't, but I know there are a lot of people out there who enjoy it. There's people who enjoy every FIFA game, so let them have it. It didn't need to be in there, though, if they were trying to get people hyped. But that's my opinion.
Okay.
Those are the only ones I had. Everything else was pretty cool.
All right. So let's go with the surprise one, and then we'll work on our ones that stood out to us. And I think we both agree, I think out of all of these games that announced, the biggest surprise, and please tell me if you're not on the same whim with me, I think it was the Wolverine. I think the Wolverine was the biggest surprise out of all of them.
I did not see that coming.
I didn't see that coming either. Did not see it coming.
Especially Insomniac doing Wolverine.
Yeah. Good choice. Didn't think they were going to get the keys to that series. Makes me wonder, what What else they're going to throw in there?
They're doing.
Like a
Marvel's like, damn, we should have given Avengers to them.
Right.
We should have given Avengers to Insomniac. Shit.
Right.
Maybe if they do good with Wolverine, we'll give them X-Men. Ooh, dude.
Don't.
X-Men.
Let's not. Don't put that in the head. Nope. Let's stick one.
X-Men with Insomniac.
No. They should stay with solo stuff. Just no group stuff. They're good with solo characters. Let's do it Wolverine and leave it at that. Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. I'm just saying because if they get the keys to like a Deadpool or something else, by itself. But what's up about the Wolverine? Right. Didn't see it coming. The trailer even fooled me. I forgot that he was dressed like a cowboy at one point. So I don't know where they're gonna go with the story, but I'm excited because the gameplay is gonna be awesome. The question is, how violent is it gonna be? Because Spider-Man is not that violent. It's just fun. But Wolverine, I mean, this guy's violent. You can't put gloves on him because those claws will break through those gloves. You know what I mean? So I wonder what creativity they're going to do with Wolverine. And so far it's only speculation, but I'm excited for it only because it's Insomniac doing it. If it was anybody else, I'm like, okay.
Well, the last Wolverine game that I played that was enjoyable was the 360 X-Men Origins Wolverine. The limited the limited edition, the uncut one, where it was like blood, severed limbs, like you slice through someone, their arms coming off. And the 360, that was the one that I had that you could actually do that. The other ones didn't have the power or the authority or whatever. So this Wolverine, I mean, you gotta have some blood. I mean, it's Insomniac. I don't think they're going to shy away from it. But,
I think too, this is an opportunity for them if they if they're cool with Marvel, of somehow they can kind of connect Spider-Man to it too, in some shape or way. So, it would be very easy. It would be very easy. Yeah. I'm just saying with the keys to that. But no,
I mean, they already kind of linked in the Avengers when he was swinging around New York. He could easily,
that's true. That's very true. I forgot about that. You can get a trophy if you stand on top of it. Yeah. Yeah,
Wolverine could easily look up, or there could be a scripted moment where Spider-Man just swings through and he's like, which one? Wonder which one that is. Or got a web head.
But we don't know the direction Wolverine's going to go, right? So far, it looks like he's kind of being the loner, so it could be a road trip kind of movie. He's just traveling.
But that's great because that follows a lot of the comics in the 80s and the 90s. Wolverine he basically fucked off from the X-Men randomly at random times to go do his own thing. That's how you got the Frank Miller Wolverine series. That's how you got Wolverine's ongoing series through the late 80s through the 90s. He just went off to go do his own thing.
Yeah.
And he still had a pretty decent rogues gallery. I mean, Omega Red, Sabretooth, Lady Deathstrike, Silver Samurai. It's going to have some... he's got some potential. And you can still have cameos from the X-Men. You may not control them, but you can still have them fighting and doing other stuff themselves while he's doing his thing. So there's a lot they can do. There's so much they can do, and I know we're not going to see that until 2024. So
you think it's definitely coming after Spider-Man 2 that also got announced for 2023?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. The sheer reason they didn't put a date on that when they just said Wolverine and Insomniac Games, that was like, oh, you suckers ain't even going to release this until 2024 at earliest. Yeah, you're just announcing, hey, we got the rights to this, and we put together this video real quick. Here you go.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. Speaking of Spider-Man.
Let's go right into it. The game where in the first 5 seconds, it could have been Infamous.
I thought it was Infamous for a brief second.
It'd be funny, wait, Insomniac's doing Infamous? What happened to Sucker Punch? Yeah, so
Sucker Punch is busy getting more money out of you for Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, so no, we get Spider-Man 2, and it's 2, all right, 2 of them.
Yeah, I mean, people called it. People were like, "Oh yeah, Miles Morales." Oh, well, the next one has to have both of them. It's like, that's great, but do you think it's going to be cooperative?
I think there'll be a mode, not story mode. I think there will be a mode.
Okay. I think it's kind of hard to do that cooperative.
Yeah. What I didn't see it coming was Venom.
I heard Kraven the Hunter, but I did not see Venom.
Yeah, the only reason I brought that up is because we were still on the Sinister Six thing. So I thought that we were going to still hook on to that. But now we're bringing Venom in. But just because we show Venom doesn't mean he's the only one. I mean, they could do the same thing with the Batman thing. You know, just put all these villains in some way. We get a new pack of people coming into the city.
Yeah. We get to see how Miles deals with. He's like, wait, this guy's got what? He's like, oh yeah. He's got 8 arms. Be careful of this. You got this.
Yeah. We don't know if the story's going to be split between the characters where you switch them, or they're going to be switched on the fly, or whatever you want to do. We know. We
still don't have the Lizard or Mysterio. No,
not yet. No, but they can be talked about.
Exactly. They could be just in a minor 2 or 3 mission mini arc during the game. It's like, oh, put away Mysterio, no big deal.
But also too, they can bring up even new characters that just never got their spotlight, which I think that would be kind of cool if they bring some characters that we don't normally see a lot in the villain gallery, the rogue gallery of Spider-Man. But we'll see what happens. Who's the cameos? Who's going to come in, right? Because there's always some cameos coming into this, so we'll see who does.
Spider-Gwen.
Okay.
I don't think that'll happen, but
you think Black Widow is going to come back?
Not
Black Widow. I'm sorry.
Black Cat.
Yeah, Black Cat. Yeah.
I don't know. To be honest, I didn't finish that last DLC mission, so I don't know how she left.
Okay.
But I would love to see. I would love to see either a hint at Spider-Gwen or Silk, whoever she is.
I mean, I think, dude. Okay, real talk. Spider-Gwen would be a character to me if Spider-Man 3 comes. Then you do a triple threat. I think, but she could be hinted.
Yeah, like Batman and Robin.
Kind of, no, just the same way they did with Miles, right? Like she's around, you get to see her, but she doesn't quite be Spider-Gwen yet. Maybe they maybe they train her. What about Spider-Woman?
They never even hinted at Gwen Stacy in Spider-Man. And Spider-Woman, Jessica Drew or Julie Carpenter. Yeah.
There's a lot of opportunities there to do that.
Spider-Woman was a member of the Avengers, so they could kind of, there's a lot they could play with there.
Yeah. So, but we knew that was coming. That was no brainer. We just didn't know how they were going to bring it in. When it comes to these games like Marvel, it's not so much of what the heroes are going to do. It's more what villains are you bringing in. That's for me. Like what villains are going to be coming into this, because that's where I want to see where it goes.
He's got one of the most recognizable galleries.
True,
ever.
but they have to be careful not be careful. They have to decide who they're going to bring in so people can be hype about it, right? Venom's perfect for the sequel because it's too early to bring Venom in the first one.
They were building Venom up in the first one, and then in Miles Morales, and boom.
Yeah. So that makes a lot of sense. So those are probably the biggest. So one of the biggest announcements. Let's go into Knights of the Old Republic. So
I did not see that coming.
So what I didn't see come was the exclusive. The time exclusive for the PlayStation. Because this was talked about. We heard rumors that a company was going to do the remake under THQ Nordic. Okay? So, with that in mind, I already was prepared for that. I just didn't know how the remake was going to look and who was going to get it. Because I honestly thought it was going to be Xbox exclusive. That they were going to get that.
Yeah.
Due to...
Because it used to be.
Exactly. Now PlayStation managed to grab it. And I think they knew to grab it as soon as the Star Wars license finally got to be opened up to the public.
Oh, as soon as they got that away from EA, it's like, thank God.
Yeah. And so good for THQ for saying we want that remake, because that's what everybody they're trying to get everything that EA ain't trying to touch anymore. Hopefully they won't treat it like Kingdom of Amalur. But the remake, I'm happy for the people that really love that game. Especially, I want a second chance at this game because I just did not have a good time with the original one. It just didn't age well for me. So the first one. I'm not gonna say the second one, just the first one.
Really? Did you play it on
PC?
Computer? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, on the PC, it feels a little squirrely. Playing it on the Xbox feels a lot better, but
And you could be you're probably 100% right, but due to my situation, PC was the best way to go.
Yeah,
which
I mean, it is a little aged.
And I believe that one didn't have controller support. Unlike the second one on PC has controller support. Like, it's like half and half. So if I was able to play that with a controller on the first one, then maybe I'll have a different outlook of it. But just for the clicking thing, it just didn't work for me. And it's kind of sluggish and all that. So hopefully this one will fix a lot of quality of life for it. And I'll get a better chance.
The pacing wasn't that great either.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it did feel like an eternity before you got your first lightsaber. You got to really dig in there, like force powers and stuff. But I will say, this remake, I don't know. What do you hope they bring into this remake?
Definitely blow me away with the environment. Let's be honest here. Due to the capability of going to these locations that you go, it's very bare bone. You see like barely people running around and everything like that. It's very empty. Hopefully here, though, we'll see more flying cars. We'll see more people running around. Just feel a little bit more
a living world.
Yeah, that's really what I want. Better customization on your character look. I would like to see that. Cutting out the fat for certain things so we can get to the point a little bit quicker for stuff.
Really?
Yeah, because you said it takes a while for the lightsaber, and I agree. And there was some stuff in there that kind of diluted from the space race. That guy wasn't a big fan of.
Oh, like the swoop race.
Yeah, I didn't like. I didn't like that.
It channeled episode 1 where you had the.
No, I get it. And
I'm sorry, I hated that swoop race too.
And the fact that the controls on the PC didn't work well for that thing, I didn't like it at all. The battles inside that bar where you go one-on-one with certain people to rank your stuff up, the progression needs to be a little bit better for that. And the combat system is fine, just make it more fun. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if they're going to go straight action based for this, or they're going to go to the active time kind of thing, where you just just slash.
They have to do action based. It's not going to feel like KOTOR if they don't do action based. I mean, because
KOTOR was wait, go back, because the original one was kind of like you sat there and you just striked. Like, well, it wasn't hack and slash. I'll say that it's not hack and slash.
You had where you're clashing back and forth until it was your turn, and then you actually landed a hit, or you missed, or you cast a spell.
So, do you want hack and slash, or do you want it the traditional?
I wanted how KOTOR was, KOTOR 1 and 2, but I want it polished a little bit more.
Okay, I agree with that,
because I know I'm not going to be sitting there and constantly battering someone with a lightsaber and nothing's happening. I want maybe some actual real-time damage, or if I'm battling an animal, a beastie, maybe I accidentally slice a limb off or a tusk. Or I want battle. I'm sounding like a kid from the 80s or 90s. I want battle damage.
Mm-hmm.
I want battle damage, damn it. But yeah, I want the equipment and the force power system a little, not simplified, but just clarified. Because it seems like your force powers, none of them meant jack squat in a big battle, like a serious battle, like against a boss or whatever. It seemed like they were only meant for minions.
And your AI partners, just tweak them just a little bit better. I feel like my experience, they died way too quick.
They do.
So
you basically just run and leave them to die while you try and retreat.
But other than that, yeah, it's mainly just graphically. I want to be blown away. I mean, no pressure on the developers that are, they've been in the game for a while based on our research. They've been in the game for a while. But no pressure here, but you are touching a game that a lot of people love. Like, to them, this might be their Final Fantasy VII. Like, you got to be careful, especially my boy Jaron from Buddy of Gaming. Loves that game. He gives that a game a perfect 10 for him. So, like, he needs you to do it because he is, if that company does well, he wants to campaign them to do J Empire.
Yeah, that would be cool to see Jade. I mean, they did do the port of Jade Empire, so the company that's doing this KOTOR, Aspire, they did do the port of Jade Empire, and KOTOR stuff to iOS and Android, stuff like that. So, I mean, they're familiar with it, so there's little excuse. But a remake, oof. I wonder what engine they're going to use. I wonder. I mean, there's a lot of stuff, and yeah, looking at everything that Aspire has done, they're no strangers to ports, so they should at least know how to optimize their damn game.
Yeah, and hopefully it does well enough. I'm just so surprised that PlayStation got that time exclusive for it. Like, I would think Xbox would have snatched it in a bit. That would have. It makes sense for the Xbox, and I'm just surprised they did not snatch it. But I think PlayStation spoke louder with the money.
Well, Xbox was busy acquiring Bethesda. PlayStation was like, all right, you're going to keep Elder Scrolls from us? You're going to keep Fallout and all those other... All right, bet. Gotcha. We're going to go get KOTOR. Thanks.
Time exclusive. So it means it can still come out.
It's a timed exclusive, but depending on the time it comes out, there'll be a lot of people that are looking at it that want to play it. Yeah,
but it's best of both worlds, right? For the early adopters, yes. For later adopters, Game Pass. So
that's true.
It's both ways. So shout out to them. All right, so the next one, let's talk about the one I was actually hyped for. The game I thought in the first 5 seconds, I thought it was a Nier game. Then the next 5 seconds, I thought it was a Platinum game. And it was neither. And this game was Project Eve by the group Shift Up Corporation. And it's their first, never heard of them, Korean developers, first big console game. And I think it's exclusive to the PS5 and PlayStation General. I was skeptical at first because I didn't get what's going on. Like, the first thing you saw on the screen was this woman taking down this beast. I'm like, okay, how many times have we not seen that? Then we got further in. I'm like, okay, it's looking pretty interesting. But I love the monster designs. That what pulled me in. The moment she was out in space and you just saw this giant eye, I'm like, man, this looks like a Platinum game like no other. Platinum just goes weird like this. And it wasn't. But I think a lot of people probably saw it like,
yeah. Well, they put out enough games. They could Ninja Theory, Koei Tecmo, Platinum, and Square. They put out enough games that are like that a Korean developer can come in and bite that style. And yeah.
You
think funny, that's going to be its official name though? Project Eve?
I don't think it's going to be called that. I think it's going to be called maybe Eve something else. But I can also take Project Eve. I mean, it could, because if you look at the trailer, it looks like she is investigating a project that's happening with the whole like these monsters. Maybe that was part of something. It's like Resident Evil. Like this is like a biohazard that's creating these creatures.
Eve's Bayou. That's what
there you
Eve's
go.
Bayou.
Yeah, there you go. So no, I was excited. I got excited when later on with the gameplay. I was like, oh, this game looks fun. It looks good. It looks a little bit different, and I'm excited to see what they're gonna do with that. And I'm glad it's a new developer. I'm glad it's like somebody new. So I'm like, cool. Let's see what you got. What's your thoughts?
It looks like it's going to come out next year. Mm-hmm. From the gameplay that they were showing. It's like, oh, they could probably have that out by fall next year. Mm-hmm. I thought it looked interesting. Nothing really pulled me in. Like the design, the movement, the fluidity, and they made a point of saying on all of this, gameplay footage recorded on a PS5. They're trying to say, hey, this isn't bull, this isn't pre-rendered, this is there. Mm-hmm. It looks interesting, but obviously not a day one for me. It's one of those, if I catch it on a sale, like 30, 40% off, 20, 30, 40% off, I'll bite. But it doesn't look like a must own to me. It looks good, but not a must own.
Okay, right on. So, what game spoke out to you?
Let's see. Well, we already talked about Spider-Man, Wolverine, stuff like that. I was actually intrigued by. Let me make sure I get the name right. I was intrigued by Forspoken.
I was waiting for someone to bring that out. Shout out to Curtis.
I mean, granted, I was going to say God of War Ragnarok, but no, Forspoken, primarily because the character, the personality of the character kind of reminds me a little bit of like Nathan Drake, some of the stuff that they're getting into. And it reminds me of a lot of those movies of that fish out of water type movie where a person from, current times goes to a different land, like the movie Black Knight and
like it's basically Alice in Wonderland kind of thing,
Exactly. Except this Alice says, "What the fuck is that?" And what is this? I have powers. Cool. Let's kick some ass. It's trying to make it like how one of us would be if we went back.
It's very Japanese anime kind of thing. A lot of Japanese anime shows do that they just poof you into this world, and you're like,
yes,
what? This is like, it's very Japanese anime kind of plot. My only issue about it was the character designs just didn't fit the world. They look kind of out of place, and the gameplay's a little choppy as of right now. And so I wasn't feeling that. And I hope
it might clear up.
I think so. I'm just going by that. I mean, the game's coming out on March 22nd.
Yeah. That's enough time. This game better run at minimum 60 frames a second.
Yeah.
People are going to be pissed.
I agree with that. This is a very brand new IP from Square Enix, so I want to give it the benefit of the doubt to see what happens. But hopefully that we're seeing this world, there is a lot to do in there, because right now they haven't really shown too much what else you can do. You're just seeing her going straight forward to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing. Yeah, but it could be one of those things where like it does have a limit, and it's not one of those like what you see is you can go there kind of thing.
Yeah. I think that's what. Even if it is like a huge world, you can go there. They need to make sure it feels living. There's stuff to do.
It can, like you said, it kind of has Uncharted. Uncharted shows you this giant world, but you're only limited with where the story wants to take you. And that aspect,
it's such an engaging story, you don't mind.
Yeah. It just depends what they're going to do. But I'll say this though: the magic looks good. I will say that the magic looks good. Oh, yeah. It kind of gets you hype of like what Final Fantasy will look like for the next one, of how the magic works.
It's funny you mentioned that, because some of the I don't know if it's the assets, but definitely the engine.
Yes, the luminous
Final Fantasy 15.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So imagine how polished 16 should look. Like 16 might be the 15 that they wanted to give us.
We'll see, but 16 still doesn't. Forspoken speaks out to me more than 16 does so far.
Yeah, but we only saw one little bit of 16. Imagine if next year we get a closer look at Final Fantasy 16. That might be kind of bad.
We'll see. I haven't really been hyped for a Final Fantasy game in a long time, so they have to really wow me. And so far, the last entries haven't wowed me. 13 ruined it for me. It just.
I will say I will one day go back and try and give 13 a fair shake, but I should not be falling asleep the first hour into Final Fantasy 13.
Right.
I should not. I should not be falling asleep before I even get to the proper title screen of the damn game. That is bad.
No, really bad. So. Ghostwire Tokyo I was feeling. I once they brought it out, I was like, okay, I get it. I'm kind of feeling it. It got a little bit of Evil Within, what the WTF moments in there, and I like Evil Within. I like the risk taking of using different spells, I guess, or whatever you want to call it. Different moves to fight somebody. It's basically a first person shooter except without guns. So you're doing all these
Remind me of Red Steel.
Yeah. So I'm intrigued by it. I like where it's going. I like the world. It almost weirdly enough, I know this sounds weird for when I say this, but it has a kind of old school dungeon kind of thing. Like the way they set up, it feels like it's going like, room to room where you're going, because everything has always been in first person, but it's always one-on-one with a monster. I never saw really a group, and it looks like every time it's always a set screen and another set screen and another set screen. So I don't know what's going on, but I like if this world is big where you just lose yourself. And just see where it goes. I hope they really get imaginative with all this. But
I hope it's paced well.
Yeah, but compared to the last trailer for this, the graphics for that show, like, okay, now this looks really good for a PS5. And I think the other one looked like a PS4, which I think they're both coming out for both. So even if I get a PS4, I think the game's still going to be fun regardless. I'm excited. I'm excited more than I am excited for Deathloop, which I'm not saying Deathloop's a bad game, but Tokyo this one just spoke out of me a little bit more. So I'm excited for that when that comes out in next year.
And you might even be able to upgrade it for free. Probably not.
No.
Yeah, you heard. I mean, short tangent. Sony's news that Horizon Zero Dawn, they will allow people who get the PS4 version to upgrade to PS5. But that's it. Any first parties after that, you got to pay.
Yeah.
They totally reneged on their. Actually, I don't know if they ever promised that.
Okay, so I'm glad you brought that up. Okay, so shout out to my boy. Well, not my boy. The homie for the GRG podcast. Sorry if I say it wrong. I think it's Komega 405. Whatever. Sorry.
K-Mega.
Yeah, K-Mega. Yeah. Shout out to him. He actually did a special video showing an article of. He said that the thing that makes us stand out is all our games are going to be upgraded for free. So he said that in quote. He said that. Well, I'm paraphrasing, but that's basically what he said in the quote. And he's basically saying that they lied to us again about that. So now we're here, and I think that's why they brought that up. Yeah. Because of that. And they're now making it permanent. And here's the thing about it. It's not the fact that Sony's charging people for this. It's just the fact that, like, you said too many things. Like, you should have just released it and just shut up. and then if you said the upgrade, people would kind of look at it differently. It's like, okay, I get it. I'm pissed, but I get it. Instead of saying, like, what makes us different? We're going to do this, this, and this. And then you have backtrack at everything. And now everybody takes you like a grain of salt.
Yeah. Not to mention, it's not good that Microsoft is saying, hey, guess what? Just plug it into your next console. Boom, you're done.
Yeah. So, but
no special whatevers. Just go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree. And no, I think they're mainly talking about their first parties. With the third parties, they have their own choice if they want to do a free upgrade for it or not. So it's up to Bethesda if they want to pull that trigger.
Well, that's the thing. Other third parties like Capcom or Square, if you release something on both Xbox and PlayStation and you make Xbox upgradable for free and not PlayStation, you are going to miss out on sales.
Yes,
so
that's very true.
Third party, I think the pressure is going to force third parties to kind of play with the upgrade game. I don't know why Sony's doing this. This is a hell of a gambit. Man, I can't say I agree with it. Here's my fear. Because we know that the revision for the PS5 has quietly made its way to the wild, and it's using allegedly cheaper parts, and it's running allegedly hotter. Here's my fear. They're going to release another revision or whatever, and they're going to pull a PS3. They're going to slowly strip features out. Next thing you know, we're releasing a PS5. Oops, this one doesn't run PS4 stuff. It's not backwards compatible.
I can see physical disappearing.
Yeah, or we remove the physical.
I can see that disappearing. I can see an all digital. I can definitely see that model. Like, I can see the physical disc discontinuing soon.
Yeah, I tell you this, we will probably, and I'm thinking like 6 years ahead, this is probably the last physical generation.
It's possible. It is very, very possible unless people really speak out.
Yeah, you see how they're slowly seeping it in. Slowly, it's like, okay, we'll give you this disc model, but this digital model's cheaper. Wink, wink. It's one of the reasons why, as much as it's spitting in the face of people who like to collect, I like not having a bunch of stuff taking up space. I'm probably going to go once I get a PS5, I'm getting a disc edition for my PS4 games, but PlayStation 5 games, I'm probably going to try and buy digital only.
Yeah, it's just they have to just make it very clear and make sure everybody is on the same footing of that these digital games are not going to disappear. They're going to be with you forever.
They can't make that promise.
I know
you saw what happened earlier this year.
I know. But that's the one thing, because that's the reason why people play physical, because it's like, I want to be able to play this game 50 years later, 30 years later, and I might not be able to. And at the same time, the question is maybe you should wait 30 years to see if you want to play it again.
Yeah. I mean, there's
like,
games
you know what I mean?
30 years ago, I don't want to play again. I was about to say, as much as people like romanticizing Nintendo, the 8-bit Nintendo, like, 75% of those games sucked. They sucked. They were not because they were hard to look at, which they are, but because the controls were shit, the gameplay was shit.
I mean, let's be real here. Like, I understand some people do replay those games. One, just to kind of like show it out, like for their own viewership, you know. Yep. Like the only flex. Like, yeah, like for my retro podcast. Like, let's be honest, some of these games I'm not gonna go out of my way to replay again. But I played them at that moment because I want to talk about it on the show. It's a fun conversation to talk about it. But I am probably never gonna come back to those games. Period. Like, because some games just don't age well, dude. It just doesn't age well. Yeah. And it is what it is.
I'm not even graphics focused. Like, a game can look ugly as hell, but if it's still fun, it's fun.
Yeah,
like,
true. Very true.
Super Mario Brothers. Super Mario Brothers is old as shit, but it's still fun to play.
Yeah.
Because, so people play it. It gets released umpteen times. Apparently, it sells for $2 million sealed. But, yeah, a game like, let's say, Amagon on the NES. Hard to look at. Had a great idea, but it was executed like crap.
Right.
You could pick out probably, I would say, 70% of the games on your Switch Nintendo collection, and they suck. I mean, they suck when compared to now. Because things weren't balanced, things weren't they slapdash and put it together.
Yeah. Well,
so Sony's got a lot of.
But I think that is also the new direction of every little thing is going to cost you. Mm-hmm. Every little thing. So
the reason why is because people will pay. If people don't want it to happen, they got to stop paying.
Mm-hmm. But that's the problem. People don't know how to limit themselves. That's the tough part about it.
Yeah, they're like, screw it. We all got to die sometime.
Yeah, so to each his own, I guess, in their own way.
When it's affecting me, screw their own.
Games that do affect your life. Alan Wake remaster got announced. First time on PlayStation.
I don't know. Are you gonna buy it?
By the looks of the game, I don't think it's really that big of a upgrade to get it. I'm fine playing it on Steam. I like Alan Wake, but I wasn't on the bus on that one. And hell, I think I still want to play Control, and I think Control is better for me. Personally.
I need to resume playing that game. I mean, there's no for people who are watching, there's no excuse to not own Control. It's been on sale umpteen times for like $10, $15 for the Ultimate Edition. No excuse. No excuse. It was even free on the PlayStation Network for a while.
It was free on Epic too. For a little bit, so
It's fun.
No, I like Remedy. I think Remedy they take a lot of risk ideas. I mean, people probably forgot that Quantum Break was a thing, but it was fun. It was a risky idea, but it was fun to me.
Yeah. I'm curious. You're making me want to go back and play Control. I don't know if I want to play it on PC again. I might want to play it on the console, but yeah, Control was fun. Alan Wake. I beat Alan Wake really. I mean, Alan Wake's not a long game.
It's not.
It is not. And with this remastered, I wonder if they're going to include the American Nightmare.
I think they're going to. I think they kind of almost have to, in my opinion. Like,
yeah. Considering next gen titles are going to be $70 more often than not. Do you think at any point this is going to be worth $70?
Right now, I don't think any game right now is $70. I get it. I get why $70, dude.
I'd never have to screw with DLC and nickel and dime again.
Okay, so I'll put it like this. I understand the price, but me as a gamer knows that I don't buy games day one and I wait for sales. I do not have to be the first one on the block to talk about it. That's all. I'll leave it at that. So I'll get it when it goes down, and these games go down. They do. They do.
Very much within like 3 months.
Yeah. So then I'll get it. Then I'll get it on sale. Like Bravely Default. Like Bravely Default went down to 30, so I picked it up.
Bravely Default 2.
Yeah, 2. Sorry. Yeah, I got.
Yeah, I messaged you about it. You're like, got it.
Yep. Yeah. Because I don't know when the next that might sky right back up. Brave Default is a different story. But anyways, yeah, that's me waiting. I mean, hell, Astral Chain, when you told me a long time ago for like $20, and that's a Nintendo game that's going to be $60. Those Nintendo games don't go down. So anytime opportunity goes down low, you need to get it while you can. So I'll wait for sales for Alan Wake. So, and mostly any of these games on the list. Because by the time I get a PS5, a lot of these games are probably going to be a little cheaper for me, especially Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. So I'm excited when it's time for that.
And that's the thing. Side note, Insomniac releasing Rift Apart, and then they're also working on all these other games. Insomniac's putting in some work.
Oh,
they're living up to the name.
Dude, yeah. I mean, they're good studios. I mean, I like them way more than I like Naughty Dog. That's why I remember with Curtis on the show, we were talking about who's a better developer in our heads. I think Insomniac is a better developer because they just have more varieties. Naughty Dog knows how to do good stories. But when it comes to like variety of stuff, Naughty Dog hasn't stepped into anything else yet. They always kept their stuff most of their stuff original. They haven't done any other properties.
The Insomniac stories in Spider-Man and Miles Morales were pretty damn good.
I'm not saying they're not either. I'm just saying that they're not super focused. Like Sunset Overdrive is not story focused. It's about having fun. Yeah. Same thing with Ratchet and Clank.
That's probably why I kind of fell off of playing. I was playing Sunset Overdrive a little bit, and then I was like, it feels like. And
the same thing with Ratchet and Clank. Ratchet and Clank is a very simple story. It's just about all the action, and something that's good at giving you the ride there, not so much the destination.
Yeah. So give me 1 second.
Yeah. So with that being in mind, we're gonna go into our next one. Let's talk about the one that I'm surprised we didn't talk about first. And the reason why we didn't talk about it first is because, like, I know it's coming. I get what it is. I know it's going to be good. So I didn't want to get too hyper. And that's the God of War Ragnarok, right? Cool. It looks great. Looks awesome. Not a huge difference from a PS4 and PS5 graphically, in my opinion, but it still looks great. I like the fact that it's a couple years down the line. We're seeing Loki, the kid, getting older. He's a little teenager. They're deciding what they're going to do next before the War of Ragnarok coming. We're getting a little bit more of Kratos' past. All that stuff. So I'm excited about it. But at the same time, it's more of like, I'll get it when I get it. I wouldn't mind getting on the PS4. I don't think it's going to be a huge difference, except like most of these games running like 60 frames per second. But I can deal with God of War playing on the PS4 for this particular copy. And we're getting Thor. We're getting Thor in it, and that's cool. And I talked about it before, man. I mean, I like God of War. I do. I really like God of War. But I'm not deep into that hole as everybody else is. And I even said at the point, I was like, I was saying, like, I want Kratos to die off and let the kid take over. I did say that, and I still stick with that.
I mean, it might be leading up to it.
I hope so. I want to see where this kid goes. He's going to become a god. So, like, it would be cool to see his path. But I also get it that people are like, no, I want to stick with Kratos. So I get it. But I really hope this is the last trilogy of Kratos. Like, let's move on from Kratos now. Like, Kratos' story needs to be done, and it needs to go out with a bang. I don't want to see Kratos jump into another realm world of something else. Like, let's get this. I don't care if you want to keep the lore going, fine. Let Loki take over from there. But no more Kratos.
He jumps to Egypt.
Yeah, no more. No more, man. Let's end this trilogy with a banger. I get it. So, but what's your thoughts on Ragnarok?
I like the potential. I like that they made Atreus a little bit older. Not too old, but just a little bit older. The cat saw a half pizza.
So is everybody else.
Yeah, good. Be jealous, ladies and gentlemen. A man's got to eat. Anyways, but yeah, I like that they're introducing Angrboda. In the mythology, Loki's wife and mother to monsters and stuff like that. I'm interested where they're going to go. I mean, it looks like Kratos' son is having not a crisis of faith, but
being a teenager.
He's a lot more militant. He's wanting to take action. He's wanting to kick ass first. And like even that line's like, stop thinking like a dad, start thinking more like a general,
Well, you can see the Kratos in him. He's becoming a Kratos himself. Like, that's why Kratos had to stop. So, like, you're becoming like me when I first started. I can't have that.
Yeah, it's like, I've been there. I've lost so much.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for Kratos to say, you would have had a half-sister, right?
Yeah.
you would have had a half sister, right? It's like, yeah. Let me tell you a story. But
it was oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, it's not a day one buy, just like the other God of War wasn't. But I will definitely acquire it once the price is right.
I will say this though, it was a good trailer. Like everything in that trailer was good. The smoothness of it. The way they got the story across, really good trailer overall. Like if you're not a God of War fan after that trailer, I think you would be a God of War fan because that was a really good way they did that trailer. Yeah. Hey, both of our cats are chilling out, so we're cool.
Just a tail, just like flick.
That's their thing, man. Butt to the cam.
Exactly.
The only difference is I don't let him up here to put his butt in the cam. So
I don't have too much of a choice.
Yeah. I get it.
He
knows his place. He knows his place.
She's like, let me up on the desk or I'm crapping in your shoes.
There you go. Threats.
But yeah, that's the pacing. And I like in the trailer, they gave you a hint at the story, but they didn't give anything away. They got you interested. They showed you familiar faces if you played the other God of War game. And they're like, that's it. Here you go.
The best part of that trailer was when you heard Thor's line, you seem like a calm and reasonable man. Are you? Are you calm and reasonable? And that was like right there when they went to the next cut of him doing all this stuff. I'm like, that was good editing. That was really good editing. I really like that.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, remember this. Spoilers for the 5 people who haven't played God of War yet. He did kill Thor's son.
Yes. Yes.
It's like, oh God,
and I loved it too because they that scene where you see his hammer was such a Western scene where he just unseated. He's like, you seem like a reasonable man. Like, draw your weapon. What's up? Like, that was such a Clint Eastwood Western whatever moment. Yeah. Loved it.
And they trusted that people knew that was Thor by just showing the hammer.
Yeah.
Not even mentioning his name, just showing the hammer.
Yeah, definitely. So I can't wait where this story is going to lead to. It almost feels like we might get a little glimpse back to Olympus. Maybe a little glimpse of that.
Oh, since they do find Tyr, and he's the one world hopping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they might.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
Maybe a cameo from one of the Greek gods.
Mm-hmm. Whoever survived. I don't remember who survived really. I got to think about that.
Yeah, it's like 5 games where he was killing Greek gods. So.
Yeah, except the females. I think all the females are okay. I think Hera's okay.
He didn't kill Hera. I think he killed Athena on accident.
Okay. No, he had Athena's powers. I believe Athena gave him his powers.
No, he killed her on accident because he was about to stab Zeus and she jumped in front of the way.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Or something. Maybe I'm misremembering, but I know he did something to
Aphrodite, I think she's still alive too. So,
he boned Aphrodite.
Yeah, so I think there's some gods still hanging around. Hell, they can even make up half gods because Zeus was laying on women like crazy. So anyone could come across as like, we're here to take you back because you did some things and we need to get that clear. Especially you killed our father. What's up?
All the guys are sleeping with all sorts of people. I mean, you played the game Hades, right?
Not yet.
Okay. When you do, you'll see that there are a lot of like demigods and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that, like Nyx, the goddess of night, and Phobos, and Eros. That's what I do love about mythology. The history is so deep. Mm-hmm. You can scratch the surface and get a good story, or you can scratch deeper and get even more. It's just crazy stuff.
And they keep it so vague because the moment they said that like gods sleep with so many other people and they don't specify who, you really just open up the field like I can make up anything I want.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's like I'm the god of finding good parking spaces.
There you go. There's one right there. Yeah. Take that spot right there. So.
It's like, oh, snap. And then the spot has a cone in front of it.
But that was the finale of it. And there were some other games but we don't have too much time to talk about them. But like I said, it was a solid show. Does it make up for the shortage and everything like that? No.
Hell no.
No. No, because you didn't address it, and people still don't have some in their hands. And these games that got announced still don't have dates when they're coming. Yes, God of War is supposed to be next year. You still didn't give us a date. So that could even be pushed back. Yeah. So anything could happen. So
you know why? They saw what the hell Microsoft did with Halo Infinite, and they were like, "Ooh, yeah, we better just say it's done when it's done."
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, because people still shitting on Halo Infinite right now.
But there is some games from over there that got announced that did not get talked about, and so I'm trying to think what are some games out there. Okay, what about the Capcom game? It's the one with the weird space guy and goes to space. That's the weird girl and then all those digital cats.
I cannot remember. I know Stray is still in development. They were still seeing more.
We saw that.
This is a different one.
Yeah, but do you know the one I'm talking about with the Capcom game?
I do remember. It looked like a guy in a spacesuit and this little girl, and it looked like some concept weird psychedelic stuff from last year. Haven't heard anything, but I bet you that's because we won't hear anything about that until probably 2024.
And they said it's way off. And I said in one of our episodes that I feel like that was a waste of time because it's just too far away.
It's trying to get people hyped, but
but no one's talking about it now.
Yeah, nobody. I mean, it's not a new. It's not an old IP. People are excited for. It's a new IP that might be good, might be bad. It has nobody's invested in it.
What about the game with the girl that has kind of like Pikmin, maybe kind of like Overlord? I think it's called Kaya.
Bridge of Spirits.
Yeah. So
yeah, that's. I think they're almost done with that because that's supposed to be coming out.
No showing of that game
end of this year, beginning next year. I have no idea. They, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Honestly, I can't get too hyped at a lot of this beyond, hey, that looks cool, until I can walk into a store with my mask on, of course, and buy a PlayStation 5. Say, hey, I want that. I want the disc edition. Thank you. Carry it by the handle, pay for it, walk out, walk home. I don't feel like fighting lotteries, fighting bots, refreshing a page over and over. I'm too old for Lethal Weapon style. I'm getting too old for this shit.
Right. So, based on the showcase, does this push you to get a PS5 sooner, or you're still on I'll get it when I get it?
If you mean PS5,
PS5. I'm sorry, PS5.
If you're talking about PS5 this year,
no, just in general, like sooner than you want.
I will say I will be down. This makes me down to get a PS5 in the next 18 months.
Okay. So basically, you're not in a rush. Got it. That's all. You're just not in a rush. Got it.
Yeah, I would be closer to 40 by the time I'm ready to get a PS5.
Okay, I'm not in a rush either. I'm excited to see what their future holds, but those games are in the future. So I'm still not in a rush to get these the PS5 because these games ain't coming out anytime soon. The only next big game we know is Horizon Forbidden West is the next biggest thing. After that, everything is a mystery until further notice, right? Yeah. So right now, the hype train for me is on Nintendo right now because Nintendo's been bringing the hype, showing a lot of the Metroid, which people are complaining they're showing too much. It is more like, how about you just don't watch it if you don't want to be spoiled for yourself? There's your answer there.
I just say, to quote The Rock, "Shut up, bitch. You're gonna buy it anyway."
Yeah. And then, with Advance Wars, Shin Megami, like Nintendo is going to try to take over this fall.
I mean, they've got the goodwill. If you want to go get a Switch, you can get a Switch. There's already a rumor that the Switch is going to have a $70 price drop.
Of the original or the OLED?
Not the OLED.
So, okay, so the original.
The original Switch is going to have a price drop.
Which, if that's true, if this direct happens that has been rumored, then good move, because I think that you need to show a price cut. Like you got to go hard for this fall.
Yeah,
because next year is going to be tough.
They're going to clinch the holiday season if they do a price cut, and you got enough bangers. It's like, hey, well, sorry, Danny, we couldn't buy a PS5, and we're not spending $1,000 for one of these hayseeds out in McLeod, Oklahoma, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So here's a Switch.
Yep.
So here's a Switch, and here's $200 worth of games.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, because right now it's good. Real talk. I don't care what anybody says. Being a Switch owner right now is awesome, let me rephrase it. Being an adopter now is awesome. You have such a great library of Switch games to play through, and this holiday for you too. Like, it's awesome right now because the next gen consoles are still a little bare bone. Except for, okay, let me put it this way. When it comes to brand new games, it's a little bare bone. But Xbox does have quite a library right now for your console compared to PlayStation for a good deal. And
it's easier to find. I could actually buy one on from Best Buy or Amazon, weirdly enough.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird if this holiday is going to come down to Microsoft and Nintendo. So.
And maybe the Steam machine, maybe the Steam boy, maybe that will do something, which I said that I don't think it's going to go too big as people said. Yes, the pre-orders are huge, but the way they're releasing it for Christmas, I feel like that's going to be tough. We'll see how the holiday treat them for that price. That price is going to talk.
And here's the kicker. That's going to be great for enthusiasts and people who are, eager. For your average family, like for average Joe Schmo, they're not going to touch it. It's like, no, what Steam? What the hell is that? What do I got to do? There's nothing, no games to put inside. It's all digital. Let me just get you this Switch.
And they're gonna, you're gonna get the classic parents, because our generation of parents are not adapted yet. But you still got the parents of saying like, does this play Mario on it? Does this play Zelda?
For the longest time, I mean, my mom called every game system I had a Nintendo.
Oh,
so.
My mom and your mom would have had awesome coffee together. Yeah.
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 And if I tried to correct her, she's like, I'm not all electronical like you. I was like, okay.
There's only two consoles, Mom. There's just a Nintendo and a Sega. There's a difference.
My dad at least tried to stay hip. He kind of had to. My mom, she didn't give a shit.
No.
she was like, I played that Mario game all the way until, a few years ago. She would always tell me, yeah, I stopped playing that damn Mario game. I got on that water level and got stuck. Oh, God. But yeah, this holiday season, it is going to be, I'm calling it. It's going to be Switch and Xbox Series X.
Okay.
Or Series.
All right. Let's wrap it up by giving this a grade. So for me, at an overall showcase of seeing what's in the future for it, also seeing games that they are now kind of giving more gameplay footage of, I'm going to give it a B+, only because there were some games in there that did not need to be in there, and I think it ruined the flow for me. But everything else made up for that. Actually, I take that back. I'll give it an A, not an A-. I'll give it an A-. The minus is because of all that. I think it was solid to see a lot of these games that are exclusive coming to PS5, and I think a lot of people should be happy about. But there's no release dates for these games, so they're still out in the opening. But it was still a solid show. But seeing GTA, Uncharted, and Guardian, and those games kind of let me down because, like, this could have been a tighter show if you just knocked those out and just made it there. And I'm just looking at it as a showcase. I give it an A-.
All right. To me, on a scale of wipe a monkey's ass to take my money now, or wipe a monkey's ass to take all $70 now, I give it a $40.
$40. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not down to pay for all of that just quite yet. Some of it got me. It's like, I quirked an eyebrow. I said, yes, that looks nice. I wasn't like, I wasn't like breaking plates and everything like that.
I think I lost that. I think I lost that now. I think I just, with my age, I'm like, I don't think I get super excited anymore like that. Like, oh my God. And I don't think I'll ever have that anymore. I'll be like, that's cool. That's the highest I'll get. Like, that's neat. That's neato.
Yeah. If I'll play that. Weekend, if I get a spare weekend and I take a nap, I'll play that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm curious to see how Jaron feels about the whole showcase, because last time he was on the show, he was heated about owning a PS5.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, hey, you feel better now?
I did text him that, and he said that I feel a little bit better.
Is he still searching for someone to buy his PS5?
No, I don't think so. I think he was thinking at that point, but I think that maybe this calmed him down a little bit. But I wouldn't be surprised if he still picks up an Xbox and have both of them. So,
I mean, I might at this rate I might end up owning an Xbox before PS5.
That's possible for me too. Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, no, I said that a while back. I said that a while back too.
Are you going to do a Series S? And not
no, I want X because since the S is only digital, I do want to buy some old Xbox games and play on there, and the X is the best choice for that.
Okay. Plus, you pay a little bit of development fee. You can put an emulator on your X or your S.
There you go.
Play some Mario.
Yeah. With that, I want to thank everybody for joining us on this live stream or enjoying the video that we have posted on here on YouTube as part of the In-Game Boss program and Network Game and other variety shows. So please check out all our great content on the network. And if you enjoy this episode particularly, give it a like. And we would love for you to be a member by subscribing. We would love to hear your thoughts. But also leave a comment down below and tell us your thoughts about the showcase. Did you like the showcase? Did you not like the showcase? What games stood out to you? What games did not stand out to you? As you know, we are trying to do a live stream every other Friday, bi-weekly, followed by putting this on YouTube basically on Tuesdays once I get it all edited out. Because the difference is I don't just throw this on here. I set it up pretty and everything. I'll get clips and make it pretty. So,
yes.
You're going to get a nice quality show with all the sparks and whistles. But here, the opportunity is you can kind of come chat with us. Give us your thoughts as we go on with the show and whatnot. Yeah. That's why we do the pre-show. The pre-shows give you a chance to kind of talk to us before we go right into the show.
Tell us we're wrong. We won't agree, but tell us we're wrong.
Also, too, definitely check out our Facebook page and check out our Twitter, right? God, check out our Blue Birdie page. Check out our Blue Birdie page by typing in @program in and hear our thoughts and on all that stuff. You can find me personally as RetroAmp07.
And you can find me on that blue cesspool of social media at the Grumpy Bear 84.
All right, and with that,
although I'm suspended right now.
But hopefully not by the time the next episode comes out. So, but with that, thank you so much, and we will catch you on our next episode. Stage clear. Let's go.
New $500 high score.